Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another What If. And I know I haven't, been around for a while. I was doing What Ifs, and then school started, and everything just kind of fell apart. But hopefully, I'm back. I'm gonna try to make this one more What If series, and then I'll see how it goes from there. And this, as you might have seen from the title, is What If Naruto was a demigod? And before you say, wait, Naruto is already a demigod, I mean, I know, but he's not exactly. So, what I'm gonna do is he's basically almost like half Otsutsuki, and he has Sage of Six Paths power, like all of the Sage of Six Paths chakra. So, he has Otsutsuki, Sage of Six Paths powers, and he can access all of the Indra and Ashra powers, all of that insane stuff. So he's kind of like in the original, but all of his Sage of Six Paths stuffs are completely buffed. So yeah, let's get right into it. So how I'm gonna be making him get all of this power is basically when Naruto is born. I'm not sure, but Hagoromo is gonna see Naruto being born, and he entrusts all of his power to him or something, because he sees great potential in Naruto, and by doing this, he just gives all of his power to Naruto. Or another Otsutsuki. You know what? Scratch that. Just you know what? I don't know. Some sort of. He gets all of the Sage of Six Paths power. He gets all of that. Yeah. So that's how it's gonna be. And so he doesn't awaken the Rinnegan quite yet, but yeah, he will. He will. So what happens is, Naruto is born, and Minato and Kushina, they can't tell anything's wrong. They don't know that their, kid is ultra powerful. And, everything goes just the way it does in canon. Obito and Minato fight, and then Kushina dies, and so does Minato. But then Minato puts all of the Nine Tails in Naruto, because why not? That's how it's supposed to be anyways. Why would he put half of the Nine Tails? That just makes no sense. But so yeah, Naruto gets the entire Nine Tails, and he also has all of Hagoromo's power, which technically should make him kind of 10 Tails strength already, because Hagoromo made all of the tailed beasts out of the 10 Tails, so he should have 10 Tails level power. Well, he beat Kaguya, so he got some sort of insane power already. So I don't know if the Nine Tails is gonna do much for him, but we'll see. And that's mostly all for his backstory. So growing up, it's just like Ken. He is neglected, and nobody likes him. All the things with him saving Hinata does happen, but most things just go the same as Ken, because he hasn't quite unlocked his whole Sage of Six Paths thing, at least until before the academy. And so one day he was going outside trying to buy some stuff. Hiruzen just gave him some money, because that's the only thing Hiruzen ever does for him. And so he tries to go and buy something from a shop, but some villagers were seeking revenge. So they were like, oh, it's the Nine-Tailed brat, we gotta go kill him now. And they didn't exactly say that, but they'd been planning to ambush him, do some stuff to him for a long time now. And right as Naruto was going to go into the store, they just basically kidnapped him and brought him far out into the forest. And when they unmasked, when Naruto opened his eyes again, he was surrounded by 5 people, and they started taking turns beating him up, saying, this was for my wife, this was for my daughter. And Naruto got beat up really bad, and he was screaming out in pain. He was like, please, let me go. Come on, why are you doing this to me? And Naruto, not knowing that he's the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, wouldn't understand why all the people hated him. But, they all just hated him. And they started beating him up. And Naruto tried to break free, but he couldn't. And he kept trying and trying. And one guy came up and started beating him up really bad. And he was getting really injured. But then it happened. Suddenly, a huge burst of chakra just exploded from his body, and all the villagers got knocked back. And when they opened their eyes, they could see Naruto was standing there, perfectly fine. All of his wounds were healed. He wasn't tied up anymore. He was just standing there, a look of rage on his face. And they're about to rush back in and start fighting him, but Naruto just almost disappeared from their sight. And then he appeared behind one of the villagers, and he kicked him behind the back with such power that it basically just knocked him out. And then he spotted the one that had started beating him up first, and he just went up, dashed up to him and punched him in the gut. And he just completely destroyed every single villager there. And as he calmed down slowly after beating up every single villager, it wasn't even close, bro. These villagers don't know how to use ninjutsu and stuff, and we've got Naruto over here, Sage of Six Path Chakra. This is moderate level stuff. And so yeah, they just got destroyed. And Naruto standing there looking at what he's done, what was that power? And he was absolutely confused, couldn't understand what he just did, and he decided to go back to his house. Of course, he was lost, so it took him a while to find his way back. But when he got home, there was only one thing on his mind. How had he just done that? So the next day, he started training, trying to find that strength he had yesterday. And nothing would happen. And he just kept training, just continuously trying to get that power to come back. And after pushing himself to the limit, he was about to pass out, and he was trying so hard, training, trying to get that power back. And suddenly he could feel it. He was he could feel that power. He could feel the power flowing through his body, and he was I got it. And he kind of found the key to activating it. It was almost there isn't really a key. There's not really something he does. He kind of just tries to activate it, but there's almost a sort of way that you have to learn to do it so that you can do it every time. It's almost like riding a bike. You won't be able to ride a bike the first time, and there's no one strategy to learn how to ride a bike, but eventually you'll get it, and you'll just be able to ride a bike normally without falling off. And that's kind of how this Sage of Six Path Chakra works. And then he'll be able to turn it on permanently, when we get to Naruto Shippuden, he'll be able to he'll always have Sage of Six Paths Chakra on. It will be more a permanent thing, because this is his chakra. This is he has all the Sage of Six Path Chakra. Anyways, he learns how to access this chakra, and the instant he accesses all the Sage of Six Path Chakra, he's just he just becomes OP. He can easily destroy anybody in the first half of Naruto, and then probably almost everyone in Naruto Shippuden as well. In his current stage, maybe not, I don't know, because he's still a kid, so he doesn't really know how to use it, but he has Sage of Six Path Chakra, and unlike in the original, he has all of it, not just half of it. So he is very OP in his current stage. And then we have a time skip, He was probably 5 when that happened. So we have a 3-year time skip as he just trains and trains and trains to, learn to harness the Sage of Six Path Chakra. And by the time it's time for the academy, he has learned how to use this Sage of Six Path Chakra pretty well. So on his first day at the academy, he wakes up. He is excited, to say the least. Like, he gets out of bed, and first thing, he just rushes to school. He's just, like, there, like, an hour early. And, the school goes pretty similar to how it does in canon, Sasuke has all of his fangirls. Sakura is still a useless piece of trash. And, yeah, that's mostly it. So, what changes? Naruto. Naruto's very different. His hair, like his appearance, he only just wears different stuff. He dresses a bit more like the Sage of Six Paths. Not like the pajama robes or anything, but he wears like black and white, probably like a black hoodie, and with some like white designs on it. Those markings that the Sage of Six Paths people have. You know what I mean. So yeah, he has that. He looks way better than what he looked like in the original. And so he sits down, and he's pretty early. Like, most of the other people aren't here yet, but the class starts to fill up. And first thing he notices is that this isn't going to be a lot different from his normal life. Everybody seems to be avoiding him, except for Hinata, but he doesn't notice that yet. And everybody kind of like sits, like almost avoids sitting next to him. And they sit next to him and all, but nobody really likes Naruto, if you know what I mean. And everybody's a Sasuke fangirl, except for like some people, but it's pretty similar to canon. And class starts, and Iruka says that they're gonna have a start of school exam, just to test out their abilities and stuff. So Naruto in this, he's gonna be like really talented, because when it comes to chakra control, he is pretty OP. He's gonna be like record-breaking chakra control, because if you don't know, the Sage of Six Paths has literally the best chakra control in the entire Naruto series. He is literally so good at chakra control that he doesn't need to use the hand signs. Like, I am serious, you can search this up. If you didn't know, like, Hagoromo can literally just, not use hand signs and just perform jutsus. That easy. So he is OP. And so is Naruto, because Naruto's the new Hagoromo. And so, yeah, as the exams start, first they do the whole laps and obstacle course thing. Naruto nails this. He has, like, Sage of Six Paths chakra, which is just, like, stamina times 1 million and, like, durability times 1 million, speed times 1 million. He's, like, OP in everything, actually. I'm just gonna keep saying OP for everything throughout this what if. That's just how he will be in this what if, because, Sage of Six Paths and everything. But yeah. So anyways, Naruto just absolutely destroys everyone in the exams, and he aces like every test, almost breaking records. And then it's time for sparring, and Iruka puts Naruto against Sasuke. And Sasuke isn't emo yet, so he's not emo yet, but still, he's pretty talented. Like, he's been training with Itachi and everything, so he's pretty strong. He still is the Uchiha prodigy that he is, like, in the original. So they start the spar, and Sasuke might be OP, but like Naruto is in a completely different league. So Sasuke doesn't stand a chance. And as Sasuke rushes in, Naruto just immediately just ducks, completely dodges Sasuke's punch, and then Naruto rises right back up and responds with a kick of his own that just sends Sasuke flying. And Sasuke can see he's about to land outside of the zone, and he's like, no, I'm not going out. And so he does like a backflip midair and like barely lands inside of the circle, almost going out. So after that, Sasuke just decides to rush right at him again, in which Naruto just like completely goes behind him. It's almost like, when Minato use the flying Raijin to get behind Obito and just like Rasengan him in the fight, like with the Nine Tails and everything. So Naruto's gonna do something similar, except he's not using flying Raijin. He's just gonna go right behind Sasuke and just punch him from the back, and he's just gonna go right out of bounds. And Sasuke's gonna get absolutely humiliated, and Iruko's gonna be impressed, and that's gonna be it for the fight. And after the first day of school, he's already being hated by everybody. In the original, it's fine if Naruto's not gonna interfere with Sasuke, so the fangirls are fine with Naruto's existence. But if Naruto's gonna beat Sasuke like that, humiliate him, Sakura was booing him after the spar. But that doesn't matter to Naruto. He's happy that Sakura's annoyed. He doesn't know why, but he's kind of he finds Sakura annoying. And, we all understand. Naruto, you're doing the right thing. But, yeah, after that day, he goes home and, gets some rest. And this is basically how it goes for the entire time in the academy. Naruto just breaks records, destroys everybody, learns every jutsu, and, learns every variation of every jutsu, and goes, above and beyond all the tasks that he is given. I'm not even going to go into all the final exams, because, Naruto's going to destroy everyone. I'm not going to waste my time, and you guys' time, boring you to death with how Naruto just absolutely destroys everybody. So, then they create the teams, and the teams are going to be just like usual. Sakura, Sasuke, and Naruto on Team 7, with Kakashi as their sensei. Now, I see a lot of other what-ifers do this too, but it makes no sense that this team should be logical in these what-ifs, because originally the reasoning behind Team 7 was Sasuke was the top student, and Naruto was the worst student, and Sakura was somewhere in the middle. So that's how they made the teams, to make it balanced. But if Naruto is going to be OP, this team doesn't make any sense, but I'm just going to do it anyways. And as always, Kakashi comes very late and tells them to meet them tells them to meet him up on the roof. Now, Kakashi just body flickers up there, and Sakura and Sasuke are we'll have to take the long way up. But Naruto just gets up so fast that he almost catches up to Kakashi's body flicker. As Kakashi body flickers up to the roof, he can see Naruto running at him as he body flickers up, and he's yo, this kid's fast. This isn't supposed to be possible. But anyways, Sakura and Sasuke also get there because they're slow and it took them a while. But eventually Kakashi's okay, so share stuff about yourself, what are your likes, dislikes, goals, dreams. Sakura goes first, and I'm not even gonna say what she says, because she's oh my god, Sasuke is so cute, I want to be his wife, and I like Sasuke, all of that stuff. Sasuke is gonna do his emo stuff again, and be I don't like anything, I don't dislike anything, I'm gonna kill Itachi. And then Naruto, being the only normal person, he's gonna be pretty similar to Canon too, because his goals won't really change at all. He's gonna like ramen and stuff, and his goal is gonna be to become the Hokage. And so, just Kakashi's big goals he got there, but okay, if you say so. And he tells everyone not to eat, and to meet him at the park field, whatever place that was where they did the bell test, meet them there tomorrow. So the next day comes by, and Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura all meet up, but as always, Kakashi is late, and when he finally comes way too late, he gives his excuse oh my god, a black cat crossed my path, so I have to take the long way. And you know what? Everyone's okay, Kakashi, we know you're lying. Just what's the test? And so Kakashi explained the bell test rules, being like, okay, you gotta get 2 of these bells. The person who doesn't get it will fail, and if none of you get it, none of you pass. And everyone's just like surprised. But Naruto, being the Sage of Six Paths, like the new like Sage of Six Paths, he's pretty wise. I mean, he can mostly understand that this is probably about teamwork. So he's gonna like add a little bit of teamwork in. You know, he's probably gonna try to pass the teamwork test as well, but he wants to take Kakashi on himself. So as the bell test starts, everyone goes to hide, but Naruto just stays out in the open. And Kakashi is like, oh, so Naruto's being a little cocky, isn't he? But little does he know, Naruto is probably like way stronger than Kakashi. So Kakashi starts going into the battle, and at first he's destroying Naruto. Like, I'm just gonna say Naruto knows the multi-shadow clone jutsu, because like, even though he didn't see the like scroll of sealing or whatever, because Mizuki didn't try to like make him do that and everything, he's still like Sage of Six Paths, like reincarnation or whatever. So it only makes sense that he knows like every jutsu in the world. I'm not gonna make him do that, but still, he's pretty OP. So I'm just gonna say he does know the multi-shadow clone jutsu. So Kakashi just fights off all of Naruto's normal clones. And in base form, like without Sage of Six Paths, Naruto is pretty weak. He's just like same as in canon. And Sasuke watching, he's like, okay, yeah, I know Naruto's not going full power yet. And Kakashi thinks this is Naruto's full power, and he's like, okay, I'm about to beat him. And so he just runs up to Naruto, ready to knock him out. But Naruto activates Sage of Six Paths mode, and little does Kakashi know, he's about to just get wrecked. So Naruto just like almost teleports behind him, not teleport, but he goes like full speed right behind him and kicks him. Like, he gets knocked away almost the way Zabuza got knocked away when he got hit by the Water Dragon Jutsu. He just gets knocked away and hits his head on a tree. But he doesn't get knocked out, so he's still fine. And he goes back in, and Naruto just like beats him in Taijutsu again, just completely outspeeding him. And then Kakashi's like, okay, this kid is like clearly Jonin level already. Like, he can be in the Anbu, but I'm gonna have to take this fight seriously. And so he reveals his Sharingan, and Sasuke is shocked, but like, he doesn't have time to like question him right now. We're in the middle of a battle here, and so Kakashi just goes back in. And since Naruto doesn't have full control over his Six Paths power, Kakashi can keep up to him now. With his 3 Tomoe Sharingan, he can beat Naruto in, like, he can overpower Naruto in Taijutsu by a little bit. And Naruto is like, wow, finally, a worthy opponent. And they just keep fighting and fighting. And they almost like fight in taijutsu and like jutsu and everything for an hour. Like, Kakashi does a fireball jutsu, Naruto does a water jutsu. Naruto like tries doing the Phoenix flower jutsu or Phoenix fire jutsu, I don't know. He does that, and Kakashi does like the mud wall. And they just keep fighting for like almost an hour. And Kakashi's like, okay, it's time to end this. And he goes in and starts beating Naruto up really bad. And Naruto is about to get knocked out, but something happened. So, if you guys don't know, say the Hagoromo had the Sharingan, and it evolved into the Rinnegan after he almost killed his brother, because Kage had control of him or whatever. But then he revived him with the like thing that the Toad gave him. It's complicated. Basically, Hagoromo had the Sharingan. So Naruto has the Sharingan too, except for him, since he has Hagoromo power, he'll be able to like straight up evolve from 3 Tomoe to Rinnegan, which is like completely OP, but he can do that. So Naruto awakens his 1 Tomoe Sharingan, and now he just gets a new burst, like a brand new burst of energy, and now he's a bunch stronger. And Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sakura, they're just all so shocked. He's like, they're like, how does Naruto have the Sharingan? And most of all, Sasuke is like, it's an overload of information. Kakashi has the Sharingan, okay, sure. But like, Naruto has the Sharingan? That's not okay. So, Naruto with his new insane power boosts, not overpowers, but like, can start beating Kakashi. And he rushes in, getting him with a barrage of punches. And Kakashi just kicks him away. And Naruto, he's running out of chakra. Like, he's not running out of chakra, definitely not, because he has way too much chakra. But he's slowly running down on durability. He's been like fighting for hours. So he just dashes into Kakashi. One last attempt, one last shot, and he tries to punch him, but Kakashi gets him away just in time. He's like, wow, that was a hard fight, but you lost. And then as Kakashi turns away, Naruto says, no, I didn't. And Kakashi turns around looking at him, trying to understand what he meant. But then Naruto shows him what's in his hand. Kakashi realizes he was so like immersed in the fight and concentrated on beating Naruto that he completely forgot about the bells. And this is kind of like Avengers Endgame stuff, where Iron Man took the Infinity Stones from Thanos in the final second. It's kind of like that. When Naruto dashed at Kakashi was too worried about that punch. But in the meantime, Naruto was able to snatch the bells. And Naruto was like, you lose. And he threw the bells to Sakura and Sasuke, who had literally just been sitting in the bushes watching them fight for an hour, like it was a movie or something. And they were like, wait, what? And they just caught the bells. And Kakashi being like, wow, so he just beat me on his own. And I was using the Sharingan. This is like my full power. And the Genin beats me. Wow, okay, I guess you guys pass. And so, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura passed, officially becoming Team 7. So Team 7 starts doing a bunch of like boring missions, just like in the original. They're just like catching cats and all of that sort of boring stuff. And eventually they get like, bored of this. And so they ask for a better mission. And Hiruzen's like, fine, just take the C rank. You have to escort Tazna, this bridge builder, to the Land of Waves. And Tazna like steps out, and he's all like drunk and everything, just like he is in the original. And he's like, these kids are supposed to escort me. Do they think they could do this? Yeah, I can't do it. But basically, he's drunk, and he's like insulting Team 7, and nobody likes it. But like, the Anbu take him out. Hiruzen's like, I've had enough of it. You can take him out. And so Team 7 is at least excited to be able to leave the village. Like, sure, it's not much, but at least they get out. So they get ready and everything, and they get their stuff and pack up, and they get ready to leave the village. And so they meet Tazna up by the gates, and now he's finally sobered up, and he apologizes for all the things he said. Naruto and the team are just like, it's fine, it doesn't matter. And, they head off, and they're walking. Naruto's like, oh man, it's so cold, and he's like, oh man, it's so warm, it's so hot out here. And, they're in the middle of the dry season, and you know where this is going. They see a puddle. And Naruto, he's smarter in this, and knowing how hot he is right now, he's just like, wait, a puddle? And he looks at the puddle, and he's like, very interesting. But just like Kakashi, he just like keeps to himself. But now, unlike the original, when the Demon Brothers inevitably jump out of the puddle, Naruto doesn't get stabbed by the poison blade, and he basically does what Kakashi does. He uses his strength to just like get behind them, just like catch them and just like hold both of them at the same time. And the Demon Brothers, like, normally in the original, when Kakashi caught them, they were like, oh man, Kakashi beat us. But like, now being beat by Naruto, it's just like they're like, who is this kid? And they struggle and try to do stuff, but they fail. And Kakashi is honestly impressed. But yeah, they like interrogate them and they don't say anything, so they kill them and they keep heading on. And as they keep walking, a thick fog starts to come in, and Tasna says that this sort of mist is always normal, but Naruto, Kakashi, like Team 7 isn't buying it. This is like too much fog, too much mist. And Naruto, with his Sage of Six Path power, he almost has kind of like a Spidey sense. Not really, but he has like a lot better like chakra sensing. So, he senses both Naruto and Kakashi sense the blade coming, and Kakashi's like, duck, and all of Team 7 ducks as the sword lands on the tree and Zabuza lands on it. But that is where I'm going to be leaving this what if off. And if you guys enjoyed, just make sure to like and maybe subscribe. It really helps me a lot and makes my day. And honestly, if this video hits like 5 likes, I'm like guaranteed just going to drop the next video for part 2. That's like the like goal. I'm pretty sure like Sether does this. He's like, if we hit this many likes, I'll immediately drop the next what if. I'm gonna try to do that. I'm never gonna get 5 likes on this video, if I'm honest, which is kind of sad, but if I do, that would be great. So thanks guys, and see you next time.